Arteta had a big part to play in it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna blame him now. I'm not gonna say I want him to get every single player that he wants. So at the end, when
Facts.
he fails, he has zero excuse, and that's the
Oh
end
my
of it.
Whoa,
You know me,
whoa.
bro. I don't want to say we didn't sign this. I want him out because right now I'm gassed. I'm happy. Arsenal are getting everything done, but also it's on the flip. If he doesn't win anything or at least come like within 2 to 4 points, the fans they'll was it's enough.
Yeah, they're gonna be enough.
I
So,
think you know.
no, sorry. I'll just I'll let you on to after, but I was just gonna go into whoever wants to claim it as well. Gyökeres, what do we feel about it? Would you think it's a signing out of 10? Start with that, and also with the Gyökeres signing, what are your league predictions now? What are your where do we stand?
I feel like it can't be when you really think about it. When you think about seasons gone past and the things that have like held us back, whether it be looking at 22-23 till 22-24 or 23-24 till 24-25, lacking that clinical number nine who is born and bred to score goals and put the ball in the back of the net. It kind of has to be a 10 out of 10 when you really think about it.
Agree.
Or if you were gonna be like harsh, you'd say like a 9 because someone like Isak would be a 10 if that makes sense. So if I kind of look at it from like a holistic point of view, I have to really rate Gyökeres as a signing because when you think about it, let's just have it right. Yeah, let's just look outright. If any other club had signed the top goal scorer in Europe, you'd be raving about it. They'd be raving about it. They'd be saying, "Oh wow, what a signing! They've signed a born and bred goal scorer." All these sorts of things. They'd be throwing them all of the accolades. But then naturally, when it's Arsenal, you have to question everything about his playing style. You have to say that, oh, but it doesn't match. Oh, but this, and he only does this, and he scores goals from this sort of way. There has to be so many question marks around it. But I'm not deluded in that way. I'm just looking at player matching up to the club and being put into a team. The reason why I think this is so key is Arsenal create chances. Whether you want to say that they don't score loads of goals from transition, why is that? Because we're not lethal from transition. That is why that is. As much as we talk
True.
about, oh, Arsenal just come up against low blocks and all these sorts of things, that which is true, and I don't disagree with that. But the reason we're not clinical from transition is because we don't score from them. If we've seen so many different transitions played in this season where we haven't taken our chances. If that was Liverpool and we flipped it, Liverpool get chances in transition naturally because of the way that they play. But the reason you rave about them so much is because they score from their chances in transition. We don't. You bring in someone who probably will. We're gonna be talking next season. We're gonna come back to this and be like, oh wow, I thought Arsenal didn't score goals from transition. I thought Arsenal didn't play in transitions. We do. We just score. We always have. Nothing would have suddenly changed. So me, Gyökeres, I'll give it a 9. For me, it has to be a 9.
Well, look what Arteta
Damn.
did with Mourinho. It's like
It's true.
years ago. Imagine you put someone in that can do it.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, yeah, you have to, chef. What are you thinking?
But I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. For me, we've
Damn.
needed an elite, cold-blooded goal scorer, someone who wants to break their back to get on the end of chances. We've like don't, and the thing is, you know why I don't think the Havertz signing was great because he was a midfielder but as a footballer, I don't think he's shit. I don't. I'm honest. I
Mm.
think, but it's because he's on the wages he's on, and he come in as a marquee signing, and he was. That's what. But as a footballer, but this is different. This is I need to score. I need to go. I need to. Do you know what I mean? And I want someone who's got that sort of mentality where he sees Saka has the ball and his eyes light up. He's sprinting and he's saying, "Just play me in." Like we don't have that. Everything's nonchalant. Havertz nonchalant drops in. His quality on the ball, he's also. But Gyökeres, those moments, PSG, this guy, Arsenal. We've watched them for the past couple years, but oh, me, you, Matt, older. Arsenal have always had an unbelievable goal scorer until now. This is the
Mm.
first time I can remember since I've been watching that we've not had someone up front. Whether it was Van Persie, Henry, Ian Wright, Bergkamp, Aubameyang. Aubameyang was a goal scorer. Do you know what I mean? He came in, Giroud. I didn't love him, but he was better than anything that we've had now.
That name's
But this
blasphemy on this
guy-
pod, man. That name is
Yeah.
blasphemy on this pod.
Yeah.
This guy, Gyökeres, he's that player who has a mentality of I just want to score. If I have 5 chances, I want to score all 5. I don't even want to square it. I don't care about you. I just want to score 5 goals. And that's the kind of player I've wanted for a long time at Arsenal.
Don't you think, Clayton? Don't you think it ups our level in terms of that fear factor, where teams are coming up against us and they're thinking, oh, before they were coming up against a Havertz, now we're coming up against a Gyökeres.
Do you know what it is? I don't think that. I feel like players know that it's so hard to play against us. That's why they just sit deep every time anyway. It's not going to change that. Like, people are scared to play Arsenal now because they know, like, we're going to have this striker. But even before that, it's not like they were coming at us because you can't go toe-to-toe with Arsenal Football Club. You get ripped. You have to sit back. Real Madrid, they tried to go toe-to-toe. The only team that I've seen was PSG, and they taught us a bit of a footballing
That first
lesson.
half and the first leg.
Yeah, they taught us a bit of a
we got
footballing
boxed.
lesson. Because the front three, Dewey, I've like Dembele, these players, Kvaratskhelia, different 3 world-class forwards, and the midfield we had injuries, but it was a lot more fluid. But other than that, I don't feel like we went against anyone this season and was like, oh my God, they're much better than us. We lost because of ourselves. We never faced anyone where I looked at Arsenal and said, damn, they were the only team, I'm telling you, this like last season where I was like, wow, that is the best team in the world. Other than that, no one in the league, I feared no one.
But they weren't miles off us, though. It wasn't one of those like the City when it was 5-0 a couple of years back.
No.
We're going to make that step. There's the PSG one. You're like, couple signings, we're back at these boys. So
yeah, no, I agree.
It's just when we played them, they were better. Like, I was just like,
yeah.
Like, we could have won the game. When like a smash and grab, but overall the football, they was better than us. But other than them, no one else this season. And that, I feel like Gyökeres, you add into our team that striker, and all of the difference is made. I just feel like we need one more, because if he gets injured, it's over again. It's actually over again.
Won't speak that into existence, Chef. How many times I got to tell you that, my bro? The universe is listening, The universe listens. But yeah, I wanted us to go into obviously Madueke, and we're talking about that transition thing again. Jay was talking about it. I think all of us are talking about that transition that we're not scoring from, and the fact that Gyökeres, his weakness or his strengths, should I say, is that he loves to run in behind or get on just stretch the defense, right? But don't you think Madueke is going to actually help with that, with the way he dribbles, the way he's very direct? What do you think? Silence.
I don't want to take the mic too much. I'll let someone else go first.
Who wants to claim it?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Clayton's like, nah, I don't want it.
No, it's not that I don't want it. I don't know if he's like the answer to unlock how Gyökeres plays. The way I kind of looked at this is like, obviously he's got to be a backup, because there's no way he's replacing Saka, and maybe supports a bit on the left. But the way I looked at this is, when you watch him play, he's busy, right? He's just running at players all the time. He just never gives up. Like, you imagine bringing on. I feel like he would be more of like an impact player when you're struggling to unlock a defense. But I don't know about his. I just think more Saka is going to open up Gyökeres, and I think Odegaard is with Zumbavendi. Last season Odegaard was dropping too deep to make any influence further up the pitch, so he should be able to stay a little bit higher up, and he's going to love someone like Gyökeres. Like, I want them to get to a point where he's not even looking up; he just knows he's there. He knows what ball to play, where to it. That's the player I think will unlock it. I don't think Madueke. Try and be positive about Madueke. Like I said, I think he's one of those that you bring on 10, 20 minutes left, and against tired legs, and he'll cause a mistake where the other players around him then could capitalize on it. But that's as positive I could probably get about it at this point.
No, look.
Chef,
Wait,
let me just ask you this. Let me ask you this, yes. That do you think before he went to Chelsea, when he was at PSV, that he had a certain amount of potential?
Yes.
And then when he went to Chelsea, because you need to remember, Chelsea, they don't nurture players, they don't develop players. All they do is, cool, you got the potential. Are you good enough? You can stay. Are you not good enough? Cool, we don't want you. We don't care about you need 2 years or 3 years. So do you think there's a player in there, but he's extremely raw and needs to be coached and developed?
I've said before, it's not, for me, Madueke is not the problem. I don't think he's a terrible footballer. I actually think if we signed him straight from PSV, I'll be happy. I'll be saying, you know what? He's actually got potential. It's more we're giving 50 million to Chelsea and we're paying a big fee for a backup player. But overall, if you're asking me as a technical footballer, do I think he improves Arsenal Football Club? Of course he does. He's Trossard but younger. That's how I've looked. Not as good as a finisher, because Trossard, for me, for 20 million, the impact that he's had off the bench has been unbelievable for Arsenal. It's only when he starts that I feel like he's not as effective. But off the bench, coming on, he nicks goals, he scores, he moves well. Like Madueke, he's good at running at players. He's gonna be direct. Martinelli's direct, but he's not better than Madueke actually getting past players. We know that. We watch Martinelli week on week. Defensively, Martinelli is a much better player. But when it comes to actual footballing, technical ability, when you look at him, you won't look at Madueke and say, oh my God, he could never be at this level. It's not true. We're upset because of the circumstances that we're getting him. But overall, is he good in transition? Is he quick? Can he get past people? Can he pick and pop? Can he take a shot? Is he good in the air? He's big and he's about 6 foot, isn't he? I believe he's 6 foot.
He's literally
He's not. He's a big body. He can get in there. He get involved. You know, he's a nuisance of a player. I know for a fact that we can rotate him with Saka, and he's going to come on, and the drop off won't be as big as it has been over the last few players. That Reece Nelson, get rid. Thank you for your service, mate. No, but he's not the same. Like that Marquinhos geezer. That thank God he's gone. Like the quality on the right. The only player is Ethan Waneri. It's Ethan Waneri, and he's the one. But I want to see him more in the 10. Like obviously, I want him to play his natural position. I was also upset with Madueke because I wanted Waneri to get more minutes, and because when he's coming off and when he takes that shot on his left, it's so good. Like his potential is so high. That's why I was upset. But I understand why we do need a right winger who's Premier League proven, who had good statistics. They've looked at the numbers. They've obviously looked at the player, said, you know what? Under the right coaching, with a plan, he might be able to improve us and improve himself. So I don't want to look at it and just be like, the whole time because I did that with Havertz and it was horrible. Oh my God, why didn't he sign him? Why did he? Do you know what I mean? I done that for the whole year and he was all right. And I was like, why have I stressed this much when I could have just said, you know what? All right, cool. It's not who he wanted. It's a lot of money. I give him the benefit of the doubt. He plays for Arsenal. Okay, just give him a chance.
The thing I'd add on to the Noni getting more minutes is Arteta and a lot of guys in football are saying how they need bigger squads now because the amount of games and minutes they're playing and everything like that. And I was doing podcasts and they're like, we almost need to shift our mindset on what we think a club needs in terms of players. Because if we're going to compete across 4 competitions, you're going to have to completely rotate if you've got games every 3 games. So I think Noni will get his minutes. I reckon he'll get the Carabao Cup, early stage FA Cup, and who knows, last couple minutes here and there. But I'd also say this on Madueke: if there's anyone that can improve him, it'd be Arteta.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
You know what I mean?
Clayton.
I don't.
Clayton
Even,
is
even,
right.
wait,
Clayton.
Clayton is right.
yeah, no, even
Clayton,
me,
talk to me.
Clayton, even me, and look at what he's done. There's one thing we can say: he's good coach.
Yeah.
Improving players, he's a good coach.
Yeah. Clayton.
Wait,
Talk to me, Clayton. Talk to me.
can we clip this? And if he scores like 20 goals next season, come back.
Okay, we can come back to this moment.
If he gets 25, if he
What
gets
now?
25 GA, if he gets 25 GA, then yeah, you're getting clipped. Clayton, talk to
Clayton,
me.
what,
What are you
what,
feeling
what,
about
what
this?
do you think is so bad about him as a football player?
I'm
What
not.
do you, why do you
I'm
think
not.
he's
I'm
so
not.
poor?
I'm not saying the fact he's bad, right? In terms of, I'm not saying he's bad. He's a good ball carrier. The way he carries the ball and he dribbles really, really well, and he's really intensive. The way he obviously, his movement on and off the ball's really well, and obviously it is the way he plays is good. It's fluent. It's nice to watch. He doesn't give up. He's continuous. In that sense, for the fee we've paid for him, in that sense, I would in an excess of 52.
No,
Sorry, but I would have got Kudus.
I know. And that, him
I'm
going
sorry,
to
but
Spurs
I'm
is a
being.
disgrace.
I'm sorry,
literally.
but I'm gonna put a dampener on it because for me it's we continuously keep talking about these ready-made, proven players that we need to finish and get us over the line. Okay, we're talking about these like the Gyökeres, right? Proven, scored goals, top European top goal scorer last season. Yeah, 27, 28. Yeah, not Sesko, who's 21. Yeah, and all right, Noni's what 22, 23.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand. Premier League proven, sound. I respect that, and he does look like a decent player. Okay, but for me, I look at Mohamed Kudus and go in transition. Mohamed Kudus going forward with Gyökeres and Saka. That's devastating.
Good, he's
Yeah,
good.
but did you see that clip with the physio though, where he,
Yeah.
You'll
Yeah,
find
but of course
Tottenham
he
in
did.
there.
you'll
Yeah,
find
but
Tottenham in his heart? He's dead to me, mate.
of
He's dead to me.
course he did. Because he's going to any like he's of course he did. It's like anybody who signs for anybody though. Do you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
but who did you used to
Not
watch when you were
Gyökeres,
younger? Thierry Henry. Of course you did. Do you know what I mean? It's
Nah,
always
but
the same
of
thing.
course they did. Of course they're gonna watch Thierry
Do
Henry.
you
He's
know
a
what I
big
mean?
boy.
But
I mean, everyone's gonna watch Thierry Henry.
it's for me for the fee that's been paid for him. I'm not knocking him as a player because I think he's got potential and I think he's got ability. But for the fee and for the circumstance it was, I would have just gone and got Kudus for me. I just
He had
think,
a better season than Kudus.
but
Yeah, you did.
I just
Did,
think,
yeah.
but for me, I just think Kudus is just that level of. For me, this is probably going to be a mad take, and you're not going to laugh at me. But like, I look at Rodrigo and go, he's a high caliber player. Okay, Rodrigo's a high caliber player. Okay, for me, in terms of his dribbling ability, his ball carrying ability, for me, Kudus is not far underneath that. Okay, for me, Kudus is not that far underneath that Rodrigo level of player. For me, that would completely change our side. In terms of going forwards, I think his level of technical ability, his skill, right, and the way he shifts that ball and literally shoulders play, literally he's running through players and he's bouncing off of people and he's still got the ball at his feet. But for me, I can't look at Noni Madueke and go, Noni Madueke could take it past 2 or 3 players and make a delivery, get a delivery in the box or shoot and get an actual good shot on target, right? But for me, I look at Kudus and go, for me, in a transitional sense, if we win the ball back in our own half and the ball's given to Kudus, Kudus is taking on 3 or 4 players and he's beating them 3 or 4 players. I don't care. Simple as that.
And why has he not scored 15 goals in the league?
But then
He
for
also
me,
plays for West Ham now.
Yeah, so does Bowen.
True.
No, but like I feel like with West Ham, it's a bit of a different context though. Like everything at West Ham everything goes through Bowen. Like Bowen is like.
Exactly.
But why does it go through Bowen if Kudus is that good?
No, but I don't
That's
want
more
to
of
hear
a
none of this.
tactical thing
I
though.
don't want to
I
hear
feel
none
like
of
rather
this.
than like the quality of the player.
No, I don't want to hear none of this Bowen talk.
Chef.
You see that though?
I can't be dealing with none of this Bowen talk, bruv. Nah.
No, Bowen's good though.
But
Let's not
come
do
on,
that,
come on.
bro.
But
Hold on. You
I
got.
feel
You have
like
to
you're
put some
putting.
respect.
Wait.
Yeah.
I feel like he's putting Kudus on a pedestal. He's not. I think he's cold. He's not on the level of these other players, the Sakas.
So
Like
is he on the level of is Noni Madueke on the same level as Kudus?
No, he's
If you
not.
go,
In my opinion,
no.
he's not. He's
So who
the
would you
better
rather?
signing was Kudus.
So exactly. So who would you rather sign, Kudus or Noni Madueke?
No, I would have, but I'm not. I wouldn't. I'll be happy if we got Kudus. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like I feel. I'm taking Eze over Kudus.
But listen,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I'll take it.
for the fee we got Noni Madueke in an excess of 52, we could have literally gone and done exactly the same and got Kudus.
How old is Kudos?
I think
20,
he's
24.
20
He's
Oh, right,
24.
so then
24.
he's
Yeah,
only a
24.
year older
Really?
than.
Jeez, he's
Yeah.
just hitting his prime as well, you know.
He's 24. He's
But
24. Well,
you see what I'm saying though.
listen, but the thing is, clear, and I do understand you, bro. I do understand you, but the thing is that it's done.
Yeah.
No.
It's
I
literally
get that,
done.
and
It's literally
obviously,
done.
hey, I get that, and obviously, I'm gonna back and support it. Obviously, like every player that's coming. Do you know what I mean? Like fucking hell, I backed Alex Renarson, bruv. You had to. You had no choice. He put
Nah,
on
I
the
didn't back
shirt.
him. I can't lie. I didn't back him.
Are
He
you not going to celebrate when he scores and that? You'll just be
But
like,
you
No,
put on
he
he
is.
will. You have
Cool.
to.
See, he's gonna start wearing bandanas. He's gonna start
Oh,
wearing
yeah,
the
he will. He will.
Bro, me and Madueke on the same wave, man.
hey, gonna start wearing bandanas and giving it some.
No,
You know what I mean?
do you know what it is? Look, do you know what? I know why I said that. I get it, man, but it's you need to just give it a chance.
I know,
Yeah.
I know, but listen, I am. But for me, I feel like the timing of it was. I feel like
Awful.
I feel like the timing of it wasn't great. Okay, I feel like the
Terrible.
timing was a little bit stale. Like the whole thing with the number 5, who I'm not going to name, it obviously had come out, and obviously things had gone downhill from there in that sense, right? And I think that the thing that Arsenal we needed was an uplift. I think the thing with like that Gyökeres situation, I know it's taken time, but I know it's pretty much done. But we needed that uplift. That was it. Bang for me. That's it. Not going to go. Yeah, we're going to Chelsea to go get a player that pretty much is on their bench.
Mm.
How does that look to
fair
Arsenal
enough.
fans?
No, fair enough. Well, I think we're quite divided when it comes to Madueke, but good luck to Noni at the club.
I respect him. I'll back him. I've said this. I like him
Yeah.
as a player, but I'm not disregarding his talent. Do you know what I mean?
No, fair enough.
The only thing I want to say on Madueke, just before we move on quickly,
Mhm.
is I think for my personal issue, if I'm gonna put everything aside, I think my only issue really and truly is the fee. Because
Exactly.
for the goal that for not the goal, the role that he's supposed to be in the squad. And I also think the number in which we give him when he gets announced will be very,
If he
very
gets
If it's
telling.
14,
Oh,
that's different.
You know what I mean? It's like the number
If-
he gets when the score gets announced and he gets signing gets announced will be very telling. Because if he gets like
If he gets 14,
one
I'm
of the
losing my
lower
head.
numbers, you know what I'm saying, 14 or
What
10,
you
something
say-
like
what
that.
you say?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
What you say,
Then we're
kid?
looking at the
What you say?
situation, then all of my dreams of Eze, Rodrigo, they're all done. They're all
No. I'm
mudded
telling you now.
immediately.
No. Hold
Right?
on. If he
Clayton, you'll be
gets
happy if
14,
it's 99.
if he gets 14, if he
I
gets
know,
14, my
right?
head is lost. If he gets 14, my head is lost. I'm sorry, but
All right, cool. But listen. See the fee. I agree. The fee was pretty high, right? But imagine he gives us 20 GA, 25, 20 to 25
Yeah,
GA. You happy
like,
with that?
off the
And you can't
bench.
complain. You know what I mean? You can't complain. This is why I say the role is important in the squad. Because
Yeah.
if he's supposed to be a Saka backup and then he gives us like 15, 20 GA, then I don't really mind that. But then
Yeah.
also, which is why I'm coming back to the whole thing about the fee and then his role, if he's supposed to be a Saka backup, paying 50 million for that kind of seems a bit extortionate. Just for, of course, you want to bring quality into the squad, but then equally, you want someone who is going to be okay with taking a backup role, and buying someone for 50 million in my head doesn't really seem like the price you'd pay for someone who's a backup. Now, mind you, the quality of the player and the fact that you're getting him from Chelsea is obviously going to inflate that price, and no, fair enough. But I look at a deal like a Dingra going to Sunderland for like 20 mil or 21 odd million. I look at
Bargain.
someone like that and I think to myself, that's kind of the price that's around the age range, the role of someone you pay for someone who's gonna be a backup. You know what I mean? Someone like that who I look at, I think to myself, okay, cool. obviously he's going to Sunderland now and he's going to get minutes at Sunderland because it's Sunderland. But I look at a signing like that, and that would refer more to my head as like, okay, cool, that's the backup signing. That's clearly a backup. Whereas with Madueke now, no one can really tell if he's actually gonna be a backup or not until we
Nah,
see
he
his
is.
number,
He is.
until we see all of these
May-
things.
maybe he's come under the pretense in terms of I want to play for 11. No, because remember we're talking about squad depth. The only squad depth, not only just having someone who can just come on off the bench, but actually having players that can push the
Yes.
starting 11.
Yes.
Otherwise, we're just gonna have a bunch of starting 11s that are comfortable, that are they're getting
Never gonna. Yeah, that's
exactly.
true.
So maybe I'm not talking for in terms of what I've seen, but maybe the player in terms of Noni, he's coming in thinking, I'm not just coming to be a backup. I'm coming to try and play for the starting 11.
And you'd want him to think like that, truthfully.
Yeah, I
Whatever,
can genuinely
regardless
see
of
it.
what we think of him as a player, you'd want him to come into Arsenal with the mentality of, oh, I'm here to take that spot off of
That's
Saka. Do you know what I mean? I'm here
I'm
to
sorry,
make
yeah,
this team
but
my own.
like,
Whether he does it or not, that's up to him. But
I'm
in terms of the mentality you want from players, that's the kind of mentality you want. You want someone who's going to look at his team. It's why when you look back at the whole thing where Sheshko was like, oh, I'm not really sure, like with where the minutes with Havertz and this, that, the other. Like, I don't really like that as a mentality
Scared of
in
Havertz.
someone who's going to be my nine. It's like,
Mm,
exactly. If
Yes.
Gilchrist looked at that situation and said, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna be the guy. I don't care who's in
Exactly.
front of me. The way that Gyökeres, obviously we're bringing it back to Gyökeres, but the way that Gyökeres talks, yeah, I saw him say something about like how he's comparing himself to like Haaland, Lewandowski,
Yes.
all these sorts of players. That's the kind of mentality of a player you want. Now, of course, will it look all funny if he turns around and he doesn't like do as well? Yeah, cool. But the mentality is the most important thing. It's the difference
mm,
maker in when you go away to the Etihad, you have a striker who says to himself, "Yo, I'm gonna score here. And we're gonna get 3 points. And we're gonna go out of here." It's why when it jarred me when Rodri turned around to us and said, when you look at Arsenal mentality, they were happy with a draw and this, that, the other." It vexed me when he said that, but at the end of the day, he was proven right because we actually didn't end up winning the league. So it's like you need these players with elite mentality. We're gonna look at it and be like, yeah, I want to be in this first team. I want to score the goals. And if Noni Madueke has that mentality, you know what? Fair enough to him. Then
Well, big
fairs.
him up.
I can't knock
What can
it.
I do?
Clayton, seems like you're gonna have a heart attack over there, mate.
Yeah, you're pulling your hair out, man.
I'm sorry, yeah, but for me, but for me, this is I think this is crap in terms of like the level of like that. I just think that like I can't make excuses for somebody that's moving for like £50 million. Okay, so hear me out, right? Like you're an elite level footballer. You're playing at the highest level in the Premier League. Your mentality should never change. Your mentality should be, I am in that first team. I don't care what's said, what happens. I'm battling for that first team. Don't care. There, nothing happens. I don't want none of this is what's been the problem with us for so many years. We've not had players of elite level mentality going, I'm coming here to take the crown off of you. Like, I'm coming in to steal your spot. I don't care. Yeah? But we need players like that. And for me, if Noni Madueke comes in and goes, I'm stealing your spot, I don't care. Play left, play right, I don't care. Yeah? Come in and prove to me why you should be in this Arsenal team. For me, if he's not good enough for Chelsea and he's on the bench and he's coming off the bench for Chelsea, then why is he coming to me?
He
Sorry, but
started most
exactly
games
how it is.
though.
The
Because-
Chelsea environment, like Chelsea have been a shit show for 2 seasons. Like you look at the culture. Well, Kai Havertz, prime example. Guy's a different player coming over to Arsenal. So
True.
you got to look at him. He's probably thinking like, I hate it here. There's too many players. The culture's X, Y, Z. Looking at Arsenal, grass is
But
greener.
every player, right? In terms of transfer fee, I don't care what if like you are an elite level footballer. You are a player of a high caliber because you are playing in that league. You are playing for a team at a high caliber, at a high level, and there's a reason for that. Okay, so show me why. 50 million. I'm sorry, but that's a lot. So you're going to have to show me next season. I'm not doubting him, right? But I'm just saying, you're going to have to show me next season when you play why we paid 50 M's for you. Because if you're going to be a backup player and we're paying £50 million for you, well, I'm not happy with that. Because I can go and pay 50. I can go put another £20 million on £20 million on top of that and get Rodrigo, who's going to start on my left side.
Yeah, but Arsenal aren't thinking about what you're going to do just in one season. They're thinking about what you're going to do over the remainder of your contract and
But then
how
this is-
you
but then
improve.
This has been our problem for so long. Why do we not look at players like we have now? Like we've gone and got Gyökeres, somebody who's a now player, somebody who's going to come in and should hit the ground running because Marino scored goals in the striker role last season. So people saying that Gyökeres is going to come in and not score goals is bogus.
Apparently, we need to
The thing is, the
We
thing
need
is,
to-
if we got Madueke and then we go and get Rodrigo and Eze, then that you're not happy.
But then again, like I said, but the timing of it was so wrong because I think if this
hear
was
that.
later in the window, okay, and we'd got Eze, Rodrigo, Gyökeres, or someone like that all over the line, and then
then
Sometimes it doesn't. But guys, the way transfers work, sometimes it doesn't happen that way.
no,
Don't you
I know.
think?
But
And the
I'm
club,
just
it's
saying-
not like, wait, the club hasn't announced that we signed him. It weren't the club's fault. That's them getting leaks and whatever. Oh, look, they're speaking to him. But we weren't. Arsenal Football Club didn't say, oh, announce Madueke yet. Do you know what I mean? So,
I'm just saying the timing of it was wasn't great because of the situations that were occurring anyway. I think I understand that the transfers in that sense, and obviously not everything's going to happen at the right time and things like that. But I just think for me, that's a big price tag, and you've got to pay that back.
Ben White cost 50 million.
And people were talking bad about Ben White. I was talking shit about Ben White.
Me too.
I was like, what, 50 M's?
He was 50 million.
I'm not even going to talk about my honest opinion on Ben White.
This only way is this like
About who?
Ben White.
Listen, we'll leave that for another day.